So, my proudest moment as an investor is Palantir, but not for the reasons you might think. You might assume it's because it made me a lot of money, because it created financial freedom and opened doors for me. And yes, all of that is true, but that's not the real reason I'm proud. The real reason I'm proud is because I was able to educate a generation of retail investors to do things the right way, to think long-term, to ignore noise, to focus on fundamentals. And the reward for that discipline came in the shape of Palantir. If you had put $10,000 into Palantir back in January of 2023, when I was talking about it consistently, when nobody wanted to touch it, when fear was everywhere, you'd be sitting today at around $210,000, from 10K to 210K in just 3 years. That's what happens when you invest in a quality company, stick to your conviction, and don't let short-term sentiment shake you out. Now, here's the interesting part. Right now, I'm seeing a setup in the market that reminds me a lot of what happened back then. And I'm going to share it with you, because that's what I do. I don't gatekeep. I don't hide information behind paywalls unnecessarily. Most retail investors miss these opportunities, not because they're not smart, but because the opportunities are not obvious. They're not trending on social media. They're not being hyped on mainstream media. They don't show up in flashy headlines. Instead, people are trained to follow the news cycle, which for long-term investing is almost useless. What I've done throughout my entire investing career is very simple. Ignore the noise and focus on one thing. Find high-quality businesses that are riding massive global trends, invest in the best companies within those trends, and hold them through volatility. That's it. The exact same approach I used with Palantir applies today. So let's ask the obvious question. What is the biggest secular trend in the world right now? It's AI, artificial intelligence. That part is obvious. But here's where most investors get it wrong. They focus on the flashy stuff, the apps, the chatbots, the tools that look exciting. But that's not where the real money is made. If you look back at the gold rush, most gold diggers didn't get rich. The people who built real wealth were the ones selling the picks and shovels. And that's exactly what's happening in AI today. There are two types of companies in AI. The applications, crowded, competitive, constantly changing the facilitators, the infrastructure, the backbone, the ones everyone depends on. The facilitators are where the real opportunity is. And today I'm going to walk you through 8 layers of AI infrastructure, the picks and shovels of this revolution. Let's go layer by layer. Layer 1, compute, the engines. Layer 2, networking, the highways. Layer 3, power and cooling, the fuel system. Layer 4, data, the fuel itself. Layer 5, control, the operating system. Layer 6, security, the locks and protection. Layer 7, observation, the diagnostics. Layer 8, physical infrastructure, the land. Everything runs on. If you build a portfolio around the best companies in each of these layers, you're essentially positioning yourself for the AI megatrend at its core. Let's start with the foundation. Physical infrastructure. These are the companies that own the land, the data centers, the cloud platforms. They don't care who wins the AI race. Everyone has to use them. We're talking about Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Oracle. These companies are printing money. Cloud growth is massive. Google Cloud growing over 60%, Azure around 40%, AWS around 30%. And the margins? Expanding. This is the base layer of everything. Next, compute layer. This is where the actual processing happens. NVIDIA and AMD to GPUs, Micron to memory, ASML to chip-making machines, TSMC to chip manufacturing. Many of these companies are near monopolies, and despite that, valuations are still reasonable relative to growth. Demand is exploding, and there's no real replacement for these players. Then comes networking. This is how everything communicates. The standout here is Arista Networks. They build the systems that allow data centers to function efficiently. Strong margins, strong growth, clean balance sheet. This layer is essential and still underappreciated. Now we hit one of the biggest bottlenecks in AI: power and cooling. AI doesn't work without energy. And not just energy, reliable, scalable energy. Key players? Constellation. Energy to nuclear power. Bloom Energy to on-site fuel solutions. Vertiv to cooling systems. Without these, AI infrastructure literally can't scale. Next, control layer. This is where Palantir comes in. AI needs a system to actually function inside organizations. That's what Palantir provides, an operating system for AI. It's not just about having AI. It's about making it usable, scalable, and efficient. Then we have data layer. Data is the fuel. If the data is bad, the output is bad. Key players. MongoDB, Oracle. These are the backbone of structured data systems. Next, observation layer monitoring. Diagnostics. The leader here is Datadog. This ensures systems are running smoothly and efficiently. Finally, security layer. Cybersecurity is mission critical. CrowdStrike Arrow endpoint protection. Scalar Arrow access security. Every company operating in AI needs both. Now here's the key takeaway. This is a lot of information. But more information doesn't equal better investing. What you need is a system. You take these layers, analyze each company, and build a portfolio based on conviction. That's how you win long-term, because at the end of the day, it's not about chasing hype. It's not about timing the market. It's about identifying powerful trends and positioning yourself correctly. And remember this, it's never a bad time to invest in a great company. Sitting in cash for 20 years, you lose purchasing power. Your money has to work for you. So take this framework, study it, build your system, because the AI megatrend isn't slowing down, and the real winners are the ones building the foundation. Thank you for sticking through this entire breakdown, and I'll see you in the next one.